Coming up on this episode of 101 Sports.
Controversy continues to surround South Beach. Kevin Ware returns to the hardwood, and Nick Saban may or may not be a Longhorn next season.
Plus, we preview what promises to be a great college basketball season, and our NBA experts race against the clock.
All that and so much more, and it all starts right now.
Hello and welcome to 101 Sports. I'm Ryan Balick.
And I'm Jake Sotir. The Jaguars finally won a game. It's a shame no one in Jacksonville actually watched it happen. Here are your starting five.
A dark cloud of controversy continues to hang low over the Sunshine State after another tumultuous week for the Miami Dolphins. Suspended lineman Richie Incognito gave an exclusive interview to Fox Sports' Jay Glazer in which he defends his actions by saying the words he spoke were coming from a place of love. And that's just how he and Martin interacted. Many Dolphins players have echoed the fact that this story just seems to get weirder as we learn more information. Jake, has this become a bigger PR issue for the NFL than Bountygate was last year?
Well, maybe not yet, but I think without a doubt it will become a bigger PR issue. And the point there is just that I don't think we have all the information yet. With Bountygate, we knew exactly what we were dealing with. We knew Greg Williams was paying his players. We heard audio from inside the locker room. As of now, as far as what went on inside the locker room, all we have are players' accounts, and they're pretty much all on Richie Incognito's side.
And that's what's weird about it. I don't understand why players are on Richie Incognito's side. And then this interview, I mean, we never saw anything like this with Greg Williams. He was totally silent. And that's why I think, honestly, it's not going to be, it's not going to be as, I think it's a bigger deal than the Bountygate, but Bountygate was a pretty serious scandal. I mean, they were putting players' names on a board with monetary values next to their names and say, go get that guy, go hurt that guy, and take him out of the game. That's a pretty big issue.
I just have a sneaking suspicion it's just going to get worse with the information that's going to come out in the coming weeks. We'll have to see. Would you rather have $1 million or your guaranteed health? Denver Broncos offensive lineman John Moffitt chose the latter when he recently retired from the game altogether. Moffitt said that he just didn't love playing the game anymore and opted to leave $1 million on the table by walking away instead of risking future health problems. Ryan, do you think we'll start to see more of this, players walking away from the game like this?
I think we're going to see more of it, but I don't think we're going to see a lot of it. I mean, this guy, I haven't really heard of him before this, and he probably was a guy who was a backup guard. He was hopping around from team to team, and he just thought the risk of making it to that next level had the big risk of getting hurt and sustaining a life-ending injury. But a person who grows up with football in their blood, has football as a passion, is not going to stop playing football once right now that they realize it's a dangerous sport. I think they'll continue.
I mean, most guys who do play the game play it because they love the game so much. But I think if it does happen in the future, it'll happen with guys like this, like backup offensive linemen.
People see that this is an issue.
Going up in practice, who wants to go and bang heads with defensive linemen just in practice if you're not going to play in the game? So if anyone's going to leave the game, I think it's going to be those types of guys.
Alabama is at the top of the college football world right now, and they're led by none other than Nick Saban. There really is not much more to accomplish for Saban in Alabama, and recent rumors have connected Saban and the University of Texas. Jake, should Saban leave the Crimson Tide for Texas?
You know what? I really don't think he will leave because this is a guy, look, that's 62 years old. He's had a bunch of different coaching jobs in his life, has moved his family around a bunch, started at Michigan State, went to LSU, then coached in Miami for the Dolphins, and then went to Alabama. I think his family's happy where they are, and I think that, look, we talked a few weeks ago about the best job in sports. Alabama will be one of the best jobs in sports. His recruiting job is very easy. Why would he go to University of Texas and rebuild all over again?
Is a better job than coaching the University of Alabama? I think it would be coaching the University of Texas.
Do you really think so?
I actually do think so. I mean, University of Texas is a bigger market. And think of this. Nick Saban doesn't have anything else to do at Bama. He's won 3 out of the last 4 national championships. He made Michigan State a winner. He made LSU a winner. Failed in the NFL. But the next college football step is to transform Texas, who is pretty much a dump, or at least recently. They've gone totally off the map, bring them back to relevance, and change the whole
program. I really just don't know if at 62 years old, this is a guy that wants to go and rebuild all over again, and not to mention move his family one more time. I just don't know if he wants to do it. Remember Kevin Ware? Yes, that Kevin Ware. Or if you don't recognize the name, you might recognize the bone in his shin that got ample airtime after it made an appearance during Louisville's Elite Eight matchup with Duke in last year's March Madness. Well, that Kevin Ware is healthy now, and 6 days ago made his first appearance in a game since the gruesome injury, scoring 6 points in his return to the hardwood. He's taking the next 2 weeks off to ensure he's fully healthy, but he said he's itching to get back out and play. Ryan, if you were in his situation, would you be itching to get out and play again?
This is tough. I mean, I guess if I was that good at basketball, I'd want to get out and play again because I'd miss it so much. But oh boy, would I be scared to death of jumping in the air ever again. I mean, this was one of the most gruesome injuries I have ever seen. And he's going to go back, 4 months later, and he's already played? I just think it's incredible that he's already come back this early.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned, we were talking about earlier, guys who have come back from ACL injuries, took almost a year.
Tommy John surgery.
Tommy John, that kind of thing.
So simple.
This guy's shin literally came out of his leg. We all saw it.
6 inches out of body.
But for me, look, it's really up to Kevin Ware. None of us have ever dealt with anything like this, so if he feels he's healthy enough to go play again, I think by all means, go ahead.
I guess.
Yeah.
Another week, another outrageous jersey design from Eugene, Oregon. Oregon and Georgetown are set to play in the Nike vs. Jordan game in South Korea, and both schools have unveiled new camouflage jerseys for the game. The NCAA continues to pour out these new jersey designs while the NFL is cutting down on the variety of uniforms this season. Jake, do you like the college football's variety approach or keeping it traditional like the NFL does?
Well, I love the variety, and I think it's a huge thing. Look, I understand why the NFL doesn't want to add much variety to its uniforms, because your uniforms are representing a franchise, and they're traditional that way. But in college, it's used as a recruiting tactic.
Oh, yeah.
Guys go to certain colleges like Oregon
now they do.
to wear
it's all
these
about the
uniforms.
Yeah,
exactly. So for college purposes, I love it. For the NFL, I don't know if I would.
Well, the NFL, they used to kind of have, in past years, they've been going back to more throwbacks. I feel like this year they kind of restricted it. I mean, they only let you use one helmet the entire season now. But sometimes with the college, the variety gets a little much. I mean, the Louisville with the sleeves on the jerseys, I think that's ridiculous. Some of the jerseys are very cool. I'll give you that. But some of it, I just think takes it just a little over the line.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we are out of time for the starting five, but coming up next, Jake sits down with our college basketball experts to discuss the early hype around the league. Stay tuned.